On October 12, 2005, 2 decades ago as of filming this video, Apple unveiled the 5th generation iPod at price points of $300 for 30 gigabytes, $150 for the 30 gigabyte U2 edition, and $400 for 60 gigabytes. Without further ado, let's unbox this iPod from its original box, despite this obviously not being brand new. So just starting off the unboxing, how you typically would have done back in the day, just slide this out like so. I'm sure there was actual protection back then. If you look on the back, as you can tell, you can see this guy singing. It's one of the band owners from YouTube. As you can tell, it advertises the 60 gigabyte capacity with 15,000 songs, PC plus Mac. Some various iPod advertising. This right here is advertising Feel Good Inc. by Gorillaz. So let's go ahead and let's actually open this up. So right here, as you can tell, you have the iPod just slides out like so. I don't think anything else came on the side. And then on this side right here, you have these, the USB cable and the earbuds, because this is where the USB cable would have come back then. And right here, first of all, you have the actual disc, which this was the last iPod to include a install disc, which we'll get to, for iTunes on Windows, as afterwards they made you download it from Apple's website. But if you're on Windows, then you could just download this. This is obviously intended, this says copyright Apple Computer Inc., because that's how old this is. And then right here, other than some basic warranty information, we also got the Apple stickers, which were included back in the day. Some more basic warranty information. More legal crap. And this right here is the actual iPod plus iTunes Quick Start, and this advertises the various controls of the iPod, and this advertises other stuff that came with the iPod, how to get started, and how to put music and videos onto the computer, and then how to sync, and basic stuff of how to play music and videos using the controls. And then right here, let's give some commands. And so yeah, that is everything that came in this little pamphlet. And right here, this is the actual dock connector that came with it, which in theory, you could route a cable through this and have it stand up like so. As you can tell right here, not sure if it was designed for this type of cable, the newer kind of USB 30-pin cable, but as you can tell, it slides in just like so, so you can prop up your iPod. Not entirely sure how you configure this, but yeah, this is the thing that Apple used to include with all iPods, even some of the first couple iPod Touches. So the 5th generation iPod introduced a plethora of new features. One was the fact that this is the first standard iPod to come in colors besides white that were not the U2 edition. The iPod also featured a smaller quick wheel than the 4th generation iPod and removed the remote port found on older iPods, which resulted in some backwards compatibility issues with accessories. This iPod was also redesigned to offer a slimmer design, although as you will later see, that would quickly change. However, the biggest feature that gave this iPod the name iPod Video is that this iPod was the first one to boast the ability to play videos. As you can tell right here, this one, I don't actually have any videos on here, but you can put them on. And although this iPod can play home videos if converted to the correct format for this, in fact, when I got this iPod, it actually came with some included pornography. It was largely intended to play TV shows purchased in iTunes and movies starting in 2006. On December 12, 2006, the iPod 5th generation was updated to a variant officially known as iPod Late 2006, and unofficially the iPod 5.5. This variant introduced a brighter screen, improved battery life, and improved video decoding hardware, included redesigned earbuds, and most notably the search feature that I'll actually show you. So as you can tell right here on the 5.5, there is an included search functionality where you can search for music. I'm not entirely sure how you navigate a keyboard with a click wheel. I mean, I know how you navigate it, but just not the most practical, especially now with the keyboards you have today. But this iPod actually removed the iTunes installation CD from its box, requiring Windows users to download it from Apple's website. The late 2006 iPod started at $250 for the 30 gigabyte variant and at $350 for the 80 gigabyte model that replaced the 60 gigabyte model. This is a 5.5, but it claims to be 60 gigabytes, so I'm pretty sure this housing was swapped at some point with another iPod, because if I go into About, As you can tell, this is clearly an 8 GB model. The iPod 5th generation is also famous for its over 4 minutes of free advertising in the episode of the American adaptation of The Office Christmas Party, when Michael, the series' main character and boss of the office, purchased a 60 GB iPod 5th generation to be a potential gift for one of his employees. As for those of you who actually seen that episode, they never directly said it was 60 GB, but because of this $399 price tag, that they didn't mention it had to be a 60 GB. But this iPod isn't just significant in popular culture, for it is now also famous in the tech community for modding, especially the late 2006 variant, to be either transparent or in other colors with bigger batteries and even flash storage. The late 2006 iPod is also famous for having one of the best digital analog converter, or DACs, in an Apple device. In fact, if you desire one of these iPods today, they have significantly appreciated in value. And they typically retail for $70 to $200 used on eBay in the US, and can be bought for $150 to $250 refurbished and modified on eBay Obsolete. Did you ever own an iPod 5th generation or 5.5 when the years are current? Please comment that down below. Because I'm currently 17, I did not own either of these iPods until I was gifted these for Christmas in 2023. Those of you who are familiar with this channel may ponder why I'm making another retrospective on this iPod when I just made one early 2024, and this is just to celebrate this iPod's 20th anniversary. But as always, thank you all for viewing this video. I'm the iTunes Fanboy, and peace out.